Welcome everybody to Extreme Off-Road Silly Wheels, and today we're dealing with the 2013 Hot Wheels Baja Bone Shaker. Now this has 975 horsepower, 878 pound-feet of torque from a 6.2 litre supercharged V8. The car itself now weighs 4,488 pounds, and standard it came with the off-road suspension, all-wheel drive and off-road tyres, so no need to upgrade those. And yeah, it can now do 0 to 60 in 3.406 seconds, 0 to 105.966 seconds, and going to a top speed of 207 miles an hour. So yeah, the fastest Hot Wheels we've ever had on this series has been the 2 Jets, which is also the fastest car that we've had on this series so far as well, by nearly 5 seconds. But I'm not expecting this to be anywhere near as quick as that, because we couldn't upgrade the handling at all. The tyres are the same width, the suspension is the same, which is quite soft and wallowy, and yeah, the only real big difference between this and the standard version is the power is more by about 400 horsepower or thereabouts, and it now has a 7-speed gearbox to make the most of that power. So they're the two big changes, but yeah, pretty much everything else is the same. So yeah, and as you can see, the handling and braking isn't particularly great, but the speed, acceleration, launch and off-road capability in particular are all great, so hopefully it will even out. But yeah, not expecting this to be as quick as the 2 Jets, because that had even more power, little in the way of weight, and yeah, was extremely good in terms of handling. So yeah, whereas this isn't quite all of that, but it should be fun, and it's going to be interesting to see what it can do. So yeah, this is a car that's been added via the Hot Wheels expansion. Pretty sure you can get this in the standard game without having to get that expansion, but it is a fantastic looking vehicle. I have had some fun driving it in the expansion itself. So let's see what it can do here. So yeah, it shouldn't struggle with any of the off-road elements, given it's got a 10 for its off-road stat. But it's all about whether or not it can handle that extra power with its, you know, standard brakes, suspension, tyres, and obviously it still weighs quite a fair bit. But even though it has nearly 1,000 horsepower, the weight is going to probably, you know, reduce its effectiveness at using that power. Oh dear. We'll rewind that. We got any faster out of that, but I didn't want to keep rewinding it because we only have 3 rewinds on this series, so I'm going to use all of them up because this might well be an accident-prone vehicle. But it's quite, you know, narrow and tall. It has really rather quite soft suspension that could easily roll over if I pushed it too hard or hit a certain bit of dirt that is elevated or anything like that. So don't want to be too hasty with the rewinds. Oh dear, did we get that? Just about. Yeah, not the easiest of vehicles to control, that's for sure. Now I could have swapped the engine out. Granted, I could have gone for the 1500 horsepower double supercharged V8, or even the 1750 horsepower twin turbocharged V8, but given how much this is struggling with its standard engine upgraded, glad I didn't, quite frankly. It would have been all over the place. I would have done so had I been able to upgrade the handling even slightly, but like I said, brake, suspension and tyres are all in its stock form, so no way in hell we could have managed, you know, another 500 horsepower or even another 700 horsepower on top of this. We've got 1 rewind left now. Does sound good though. Especially with that supercharger whine going on. not particularly fast, as you can see. We're going to be far from the fastest car that we've had recently. So yeah, not a particularly unsurprising time there, 3 minutes 37.993, which puts us way down the leaderboard. We are all the way down to the bottom. We are, yeah, 4th from the bottom, unfortunately. Yeah, it just wasn't able to really use all of its power, given how much it weighs and the fact that handling and the braking isn't particularly good. So yeah, we've only beaten the Toyota FJ40, Peel P50 and the Peel Trident, with even the Renault 4L Export being able to beat this by more than 0.2 of a second, as well as the Renault 8 Gordini, the Subaru STI S209 and the Neo EP9. So yeah, bit of a disappointing time there, but at least it isn't at the bottom, you know. It is still beating the Peels and the Toyota FJ40, but given how, you know, even worse they were, that is no surprise, to be honest. But yeah, would have definitely liked this to have been quicker, but because you couldn't upgrade the handling, the braking, or anything like that, it was just dealing with a lot more power, and yet no real advantage in the no upgrades to you know, complement that extra power and torque. So yeah, no surprise it was as bad as it was, but still, it's a great looking vehicle and it is really fun to drive on the Hot Wheels expansion. So I highly recommend getting that expansion if you haven't. But nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.